Alrighty, so we're gonna do a little bit different of a video. So we're gonna be comparing the Xbox Series X versus the PS5. So I believe this PS5 was possibly released in 2021. At least the model I have. I know they both came out at the same time. So yeah, we have the PS5 here, and we have the Series X. Both I try and keep them really clean because up here a real dusty. So I always put a towel on top of it. I need to do the same thing with the PS5, but I do air dust it and clean it really good. As you can see, pretty clean. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna do a little bit of comparisons here and see which one you would probably like better, even though PlayStation is usually the one to take the cake for most of the time. But I do think Xbox is definitely underestimated, um, especially when it comes to the Series X. So here on the back, Microsoft at least provides you an option to put an expansion card in the back. At least I think up to at least a terabyte or two extra, and then of course you have your standard HDMI, your power cable. You have your Ethernet and two auxiliary ports. And this one, it was a very early Xbox. This one was released in 2020, so the very first year that it came out. So, of course, I bought it from a scalper that sold it to me. Luckily, I didn't spend too much more. I bought it for $50 more, so a total of $600 I spent on this. But it was very hard to get and wasn't easy to find. And as you can see here, the nice thing about PlayStation is that they actually did real good detail. If you look really closely, you probably can't see it on camera, but right here, this is really good craftsmanship. They did every little symbol of the PlayStation in the inner plastic here. So you see like the little cross, the X, the square, the triangle, the circle. You see all those right in this pattern. Up here, the whole side is just regular plastic. Here you have your standard USB, I believe 3.0 port, and then you have your Thunderbolt or USB Type C port right there to hook up. I believe to hook up in like a charger of some kind or whatever. I really never needed that. I just used the USB to hook up to the controller to connect it, which I really don't care. I really don't like that idea because now I have to have the actual PS5 USB-C cable to pair my controller. Whereas Xbox, you can pair any controller by holding that button and pushing that button and being able to pair any controller just like that. So one thing that I really don't care about the PlayStation about, here of course you have your eject and your power button, kind of hard to see right there. But I do like the theme. It is kind of like a Wi-Fi router like most people say, but the cool thing is at least this whole thing kind of lights up, changes colors too. Depending, if it's on standby, it'll be like an amber color. If you're just turning it on, it'll be blue. It's usually white most of the time. It would have been nice to see if have the accent go the whole way down and at least all the way to the top. But they could have even done it all the way around, which really provided some backlight to wherever you keep it. I would like to have had more space to spread them out, so they're not so close. But this is what I have, and then I just have a little charger here, but the genuine PlayStation charger, which I'll probably get eventually. As you can see, these side panels are just held in with clips, so that's the only way that they just pop on and off. And I think PlayStation actually sells different colored plastic molds for them, and I know there's a new Spider-Man PlayStation coming out that's going to be red and black, which is kind of cool. It does have the disc tray, which is kind of backwards in my opinion, but I guess the Xbox is kind of backwards too. I mean, I'm used to putting in the disc where the picture is on this side, like on the Wii, but instead you have to flip it around where the shiny side of the disc is on this side, right side or bottom side down. So, yeah, it's really the main difference. I know the Xbox is more simple and more plain, but the quality is a lot better in my opinion. Like with the plastic, it's not so, these are just real flimsy. If you were to drop this even on a soft surface, I'm sure these would pop out or break, but this would at least kind of hold up maybe. One thing I'm kind of disappointed on with the Series X is that they never put a light here. In the picture it made it look like there was going to be a light here, shining up to the ceiling, but nope, just some green plastic, unfortunately. But has good ventilation. It's a lot more compact than the PS5, but I definitely think the Xbox has way better packaging than the PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, though, the PS5 takes the cake when it comes to the whole operating system, the whole UI interface, because the whole home screen and everything is completely different than the PS4. So I never had a PS4, but I know that it was different. Here is the PlayStation 5, and as you can see, that is your main home screen. So, and then of course you have your media, you have your PlayStation Store, of course PS Plus. I guess if I'm right now actually installing GTA 5 for the PS5 because I don't have many games. This is what I have so far, not much. And the nice thing is you can actually remote play pretty well. I've tried that and it seems pretty good. You just need really good internet and you should be able to do so just fine. But the whole theme of the PS5 is really revamped and nice. I will say that the PS5 controller is a lot, I guess, I don't know. As far as the quality of plastic, I really don't think it's made as good as the Xbox Series X controller, because I can bend this around and it's pretty sturdy, unlike the Xbox One controllers. The only thing I hate about these new Xbox controllers is the plastic they use is a matte type of plastic, so the buttons are going to wear out a lot faster. You're going to just see them getting all shiny and messed up, So in my opinion, I really don't care for that. You could already just see all the wear on my controller. But with any of my with any of my Xbox consoles or any of my consoles, I always go and buy an extra controller or two so I don't have to use the original controller that it came with, along with the original cables. Everything I have for them is still packed up. As you can see with the PlayStation 5 controller, the plastic is a lot more smoother and looks more high quality, but you can tell the same thing's happening here too. The plastic gets real shiny and it doesn't look as nice. You can see that the touchpad is already wearing out here. So, and then back here, if you're trying to plug it into one of those charging stations, the whole back gets ruined back here. So, yeah, I really don't like that theme. I mean, that whole design flaw right there. I hope PlayStation will improve in it, because we did buy a brand new PlayStation 5 before, and when we got the controller, it was already showing signs of wear around the plastic, so it was just the way it was made. One thing I do kind of like about the PlayStation 5 is it has its built-in battery charger, like rechargeable battery in here, but over here with the Series X controller, or any new Xbox controller, you have to replace the battery with some sort of other type of battery, rechargeable battery, and you can plug it in that way. That's how I charge it. So, yeah, I guess if you have a rechargeable battery to put in here, no problem. I guess nothing's really different about it, but I do like how the buttons feel a lot better on here on the PlayStation 5. They seem a lot like softer, and when you click them, these are not as nice. These are your typical controllers from, technology from 2013, I believe, when the Xbox One came out. So yeah, that's kind of my take so far on the controllers. And then another thing I hate about Xbox is with the rubber pads here, they get real dirty when you use them. So I have to put rubber grips on them, because if not, then the controller is going to look horrible. So yeah, this is the PS5, and let me switch it over to the Series X so you can see the difference.
Who do you want to message?
I hate how Siri is so sensitive. She, every little thing, she starts going off. All right, so this is a Series X UI user interface. So pretty standard to most of your other consoles that you've had, like Microsoft consoles, be it the Xbox One, be it the Series X. They're not much different. I know the Series X has a little bit more than the Xbox One now that they've updated it more, but especially when it comes to the dynamic backgrounds. So I do like how you get to change your background on this, except like unlike the PS5, I haven't found a way to change the background. But your system settings are pretty similar to a Windows kind of UI. I mean, they all kind of look the same. Pretty simple though and basic, but yet still easy and user friendly. You can change your border colors, you can change your theme, you can change your background. I'll get into the PlayStations in a minute. You see, I do like the dynamic backgrounds because you can choose your own background for one, or you can choose different live and the new games that they promote, like Diablo 5. I mean, Diablo 4. You can see all the different colors and themes they have on here. You have the Halo Infinite one, which I thought was really cool, especially when the Halo Infinite came out. So yeah, I know a lot of people hate on Xbox. In my opinion, I've always had Xbox. I recently, like I said, got a PS5, so I've had PlayStation 2 before, but you can't really compare them to PS5. Maybe a PS3 would at least be more closer, to that. But yeah, that's really kind of it for the Series X. There are more games that I like on the Xbox, like the Forza and a few other, like Halos and all that. Kind of exclusive games that you can't get with the PS5. Let's see. I'm not sure. I think Mafia's for both. Pretty much all the Series X games I have, or Xbox games I have, are mainly supported on both platforms, from what I could tell. So yeah, Watch Dogs is supported on there. Madden, of course, is supported on both. Let me check. Yeah, these are all Madden games. So there's a couple games, like I said, not many games, but there's a few that I still like on Xbox that PlayStation does not have. Let's see. Of course, new Call of Duty for PS5. Horizon, this is another game that they were promoting. Forbidden West. I haven't played it yet, but I know it's a popular game. So yeah, that's really kind of what I have at the moment, but let's switch back to the PS5. Here, I mean, it's a little bit easier to see it's more laid out like in a list, kind of like an iPhone. Everything's just there. System. You can go to console information. You can change whatever you want, date and time. User accounts. You really can't change. Yeah, you really can't change any of the screen and video. Yeah, you can't really change the backgrounds. So what it is what it is. So that's one disadvantage, but not a deal breaker. And I'm not sure, did this finish? Yeah, it did. So, yeah, that's my take on the PlayStation 5. One thing I hate about it is that it doesn't have as much storage as the Xbox One. At least the Xbox One came with a terabyte. I know after the system information and data, all that, I mean, it takes off about maybe, I think it's like 25 gigs or maybe 25 to 50 gigs. So it's not a full terabyte, but same thing goes with a PS5. So the nice thing about PlayStation is that all you need to do is open the console and replace the hard drive with a new hard drive that's has way much more storage, and that's really the only way you'll get more storage. So, but the thing about it is, I don't want to open my console and have to. It won't be original. Have to open it and everything. So, and you can't add expandable storage with an expansion card like you can with the Xbox. So, that's one disadvantage with it. But you know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's my take on PlayStation. Do I still say they're better? They're both good in their own ways, but I still think Xbox has a few other things that PlayStation doesn't. You know, so that's where I kind of think Xbox has PlayStation over a barrel. But we'll see. Maybe in the later models, if they make another PS5, like a PS5 Pro or something, maybe they will, increase the storage situation, and they'll fix a few other minor things. But yeah, for what it is, what it is. You know, the way it is right now. So they're both really cool consoles. But I guess I would stick with Xbox. You know, for certain things, and I would stick with PlayStation for certain things. But yeah, first time actually having a PlayStation. I think it's like a real PlayStation. I think it's pretty cool. You know, they're both good in their own ways. Of course, the packaging for the PS5 wasn't as nice. It's in kind of generic and cheap. But that, again, when you open an Xbox Series Xbox, it's like you're opening so many things just to reveal this wonderful device. The Xbox One was pretty good too. This is just the One S, but I don't really use it, so it's kind of obsolete right now. So, but it was a good Xbox. I did use it for many years, and you know, it was really good. I think it got it in 2016, so it's pretty old. But and of course, you have your classic 360 down there, 360S. But the 360 was really good console. I probably have a lot more games for the 360 than I do with the newer consoles. But and then you can't forget the OG Xbox. Really cool system, and kind of there's a lot of games that it had that was ahead of its time. But PlayStation 2 kind of had in my opinion, the original PS2 was pretty cool. I still think Xbox had a cooler theme to it, but you know, this was a console from 2001. I think PS2 came out like 2002, the next year it came out. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the PS5 and Xbox. If for people who don't have a PS5 or a Series X, but are planning on getting one, that's kind of what I would recommend. I'd recommend an Xbox if you're gonna have a lot of games and that you really like. That you can also put if you have a lot of games. If you're, how am I trying to say this? If you're on a PlayStation console, if you've always had PlayStation, but there are certain games that you might want on an Xbox, and you notice that the Xbox has more storage, definitely go with an Xbox because you will not be able to put so many games on the internal memory. Which again still didn't kind of make sense because whoever's owned a PlayStation most of the time will probably stick with PlayStation. So, but if you're looking to cross over to an Xbox, then yeah, I would definitely recommend an Xbox. But if you're an Xbox person and you see some games that you would like to play on PlayStation, maybe I'd get a PlayStation because if you already have an Xbox or even at least an Xbox One, you can still play the newest games because they make the Xbox One version too. So then I would consider getting a PlayStation. But if it's the other way around and you know, are looking for games on an Xbox that you can't play, well, stick with an Xbox. Definitely has a way better packaging. Definitely has way better, has more storage, of course. One thing I do like about the PlayStation controller is that it's a lot better than the PS4 controller. So they really made that nice. I do have the original white one here that I don't use, but I do like the crystal clear buttons. And I do like the theme of it, real nice. Pretty good. I do like how it has the sensitive triggers where they have different touch senses. But yeah, that's my opinion on the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X and the PS5. So again, hope I was able to somewhat help you in making a decision. And anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions or want me to do any future updates on these consoles, feel free to let me know. Or if you want me to do any more future updates on my older consoles, feel free to ask, and I will, definitely consider putting them in a video. So until then, we'll see you in the next time.